On the right. We are live again in the studio, the Risso STA channel. Like I said, we're just gonna be, having a conversation today, man. Actually, people don't know this is our first time meeting. So, what I'm saying? We never met before, so it's kind of it's fresh. You know what I mean? It's all natural.
Hey man, it's always good, man. Everything happens for a reason. You connect with the people you're supposed to connect with in this lifetime.
Absolutely. So you already met Georgino, man. You met him personally. What was that like?
Um, he's my Uber driver.
Yeah,
Crazy part.
yeah.
He's
We
my
need
Uber
to
driver. We just kind of started talking about uplifting, our people really. And, teaching what, the lost arts of, finances and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we was talking. And then he sent me a text. He was like, I liked your energy and I enjoyed the conversation. He asked me to do this. I was like, man, sure. I was like, I want to teach people, things I know too.
Absolutely.
Better people's lives out here. There's a lot of things people don't know, and a lot of things they should know.
Absolutely. Well, what is that? I mean, you mentioned teaching people what you know. What's your profession kind of background? Go ahead, like introduce yourself. Let us know, what you got going
Uh,
on.
my name is Demetrius Thompson. I've been I've been really studying kind of like law and trust for like the last 3 years,
I'm with it.
right?
Yeah,
So I learned um actually everybody with a social security card is
absolutely.
attached to the public trust here.
Yes,
So people are actually the beneficiaries of this thing. They think the social is theirs, but if you actually read it, if you ever lose it, it tells you to return it to the social security office because you're
hmm,
the beneficiary. You don't own it, but
exactly.
people think it's theirs and they own it.
Yeah,
So realistically, the country is run off banking, finance, and trust.
absolutely.
That's how the whole thing operates.
Yep.
So if I buy a house with my social, that's their house. And I'm classified as a sharecropping tenant
That's
because
crazy.
I'm just taking care of the property for them. I don't own the land. They
Right.
own the land. I just bought a house. They just gave me a house with my own finances actually.
Yeah,
Because a bank legally cannot loan anything from their own capital stock
yeah.
or anybody else's. So a bank can't even give you a loan. That's
True.
fraud off the muscle.
Absolutely.
Um,
Just
so I'm just teaching people, whenever whenever you have children, just make a trust account for them. It's the same
absolutely.
thing.
Yep.
Same thing. You make you a little trust account for them. They can go to school. If you want to send them to school, I wouldn't send them to school. I know more than my realistically to me, school after about the eighth grade, it's kind of
Hmm.
pointless to me.
Yep.
Learn how to read,
Basic math.
write,
Yep.
do math, basic math, and you good. If you want to be an architect, go somewhere where they're actually teaching you
Specified.
that in
Yeah.
particular. Like you don't have to go to a 4 year degree. It makes no sense to be $70,000 in debt and then you get a job and you only make 30,000. That
Absolutely.
don't make that don't make sense. It makes no sense. Everybody should be operating in trust. Um, all my any automobiles I purchase,
Hmm.
I made a trust account. I made a trust account for it. It's a trust account strictly for automobile purchases. I got a
Okay.
trust account for passing assets down to my
Absolutely.
offspring like that. So I mean, I'm just trying to you know, spread love and peace, raise the frequency of the
Absolutely.
of the earth, man. So that's really all I'm on. I'm trying to find, people that's kind of in tune with it. Everybody not in tune with it. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't. That's like the for the first 2 years, it's kind of like the hard lesson. Because when I
Yeah.
started learning, I want to tell everybody like, "Yo, you
Yeah.
gotta do this and that." And like,
Yeah.
I
It's a
started learning
shocker.
like I started learning like everybody in kindergarten when they don't know,
Yeah.
and you gotta
It
you gotta
shocks
act
people.
you
Everybody ain't
you gotta
meant
act
to.
like
Yeah.
yeah. I've been called a crackhead, crazy. I've been called all kind of stuff just because I read. I like, bro, I
Yeah.
read this in books, man. It's like federal codes, the Fair Debt Collection Act, the
Hmm.
1970 RICO Act. they be hitting people with RICOs, and nobody really understands. They just think, oh, it's a RICO. They just regurgitate stuff.
Right.
1970 RICO Act gonna tell you everything you need to know about the RICO.
Yeah.
They committing RICOs all day on you.
Absolutely. And it's just, yeah, if you don't know that ignorance, they play into that so well. The more you
Ignorance
don't
is
know, the better
bliss,
are
man.
you are as a victim of their or a subject of theirs. You know, they can play with it all
Yeah.
before you don't know any better.
Subject matter jurisdiction.
Yep. So as you know, man, as you can probably tell, I'm with it, man. I've been dipping my head into that a little bit too. I mean, I try to not specialize, but my thing is to take people who I know are fresh in the subject and just break it down to its basic elements. I was having to tell somebody this the other day. They got a ticket, but they're foreigners, you know what I'm saying? They're not legally a citizen, which I said is not really a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. I said I can make you a trustee on my trust, and then that give you legal, you know what I'm saying, right to be here. They can't deport you or anything like that.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
operate. You can operate. You can
absolutely.
operate. The only people really that can operate in this country and actually purchase stuff is people that can prove they're sovereign to the land,
Hmm.
and people operate in trust. If you know how to operate in trust, you have rights to things.
Like the Trumps of the world, and you ain't got to pay
Exactly.
taxes.
You
And
don't gotta pay taxes. The
I
IRS,
teach
it's on the IRS website that tell you that it's voluntary.
voluntary. Yep. And I teach people like this. It's paper versus people, and they can't communicate with each other. People can't communicate. The paper ain't gonna talk back, and you know what I'm saying. And they can't talk to you. So I'm telling them like, even when if you have a business account and a personal account, you can go in all day and withdraw money from your personal account just with that card. But if you have a business, you need two cards. Because a business is just basically paper, it can't operate on its own. So they'll tell you, like when I go in the Navy Federal, I want to make a withdrawal. They say swipe your business card, and then they say, do you have your personal card on it? Swipe that next, because they know there needs to be an authorized,
User.
somebody representative, authorized
Yeah,
representative on the account because it can't speak on its
exactly.
own. So that's the secret to those people who own nothing but control everything. Like,
Business can only talk to a business. A person can only talk to a person. Person in
absolutely
law means person in law means business or natural person. So
right.
when there's like a missing person report, there's really a missing business.
Absolutely. And you step in for them thinking that it's you because you
Yeah,
don't know much. So you put
you
yourself,
you
you subject
you put
yourself to
yourself
all
in it.
those things that the that the paper is really supposed to be going through, which is crazy.
Exactly.
So I have to
That's your
simplify.
estate. They are trustees of the estate. They've been operating as belligerent trustees. And if you could go into court and articulate yourself like this, ask them, what language are we speaking today? They got to
Absolutely.
tell you the language.
Yep.
Ask them, can you please place your oath of office on the record? There must be a court reporter. If there's nobody recording what's going on, why are we speaking?
Yeah, man, for sure. You talking real juicy, real spicy right now,
Hey,
man.
man. And then, too, with tickets, you was talking about tickets, right?
Yeah,
So, the U.S. Constitution, Amendment 1, Section 10, states that no state can take any payment, any form of payment outside of silver and gold. I can
right.
get one silver coin, tender a special deposit, and that $1,000 ticket is paid with the silver coin. With silver coins, right now, it's
That's a
$31.
yeah. That's a
They
good
took an oath off.
segue, man. I want to
They
ask you, how
took
were you able, or what is your plan to like fund the trust that you have? And first, let me ask you, are they domestic trusts or is it a foreign trust or what you working with?
I work with. I got a 508 church.
C3.
I got
Gotcha.
a 50, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a tribal organization, foreign tribal organization, foreign trust. I got two foreign trusts,
Okay, cool.
and then I got three domestic trusts.
That's the
My
way.
name's Demetrius Thompson. I made a domestic trust called Demetrius Thompson. I operate with the domestic trust. So if we're gonna be technical, on paper I make no money. So on paper I can go to the welfare office and be like, "Hey, I have no job, no house, no
Yeah.
car," because the
Yeah.
trust owns that, and the trust is
Absolutely.
working. I don't
Yep.
make any money. So now I can get food stamps and I can eat for free.
Man, we got to talk more about
Which
that.
every
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely in person. Man, I got so many. Now the question's just firing off in my head. I ain't know which
Go
of
ahead,
those to
bro. Go ahead.
say. But now it's like, is there any like specific channel that you follow, and do you have your own channel as well?
uh Man, I'm working on artists, man. I just came back from South Africa about a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just caught it. I'm working on my trust website. I got one of my lady friends that's helping me with that. I
Okay.
like with creation and stuff like that. It's good to have like feminine energy because to
Absolutely.
create things, you got to operate within your feminine energy. That's a
Okay.
feminine thing.
Yeah.
So I like having women help me with this stuff that's in the know
Okay.
because it's gonna give me it's gonna give me a better outlook on things. So they're gonna point things out that I may
Yeah.
not see.
Well, listen here.
But
Go ahead. No, go
go ahead,
definitely.
go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
Um, but yeah, so I'm just trying to make I'm just trying to, if people want me to hop on their podcast and speak, I speak, man. Like I'm really trying to teach people. To answer your question, how I'm funding my trust, I'm just going to use my own
Okay.
trust that was created when I was born.
Yeah.
Use the credits and everything I purchase in the trust name.
Okay.
I don't buy anything. So
Yeah.
my own personal credit from the social, I'm gonna use that, get loans, grants, all these kind of things, start buying land and assets, gold, silver, stuff like that to finance the trust.
Yeah.
So it's man, it's kind of like I kind of just dove into it, man. Like I read, but knowledge without action don't really mean nothing. I can know everything in the world, but if I
Yeah.
don't do nothing, then
Right.
it's pointless.
So I have some just what I was gonna say is offline. I have some resources about that we can connect on. I'm gonna give it to you like you know what I'm saying on a private call, and then or maybe even after I end the recorded thing, then I can drop a link and we can discuss more on that because I've been studying about that. That's really kind of why I linked up with Georgino because when it comes to the aspect of funding my trust, like I don't even know if he knows I have a trust, but when it came to funding it, the stuff he was speaking on about the stock market and stuff like that, investing, it taught me. He was actually literally showing me how I can grow a little bit of money, you know, in a short amount of time and put big amounts in place. So I was looking at that because funding the trust was always my hang up, but I understood the structure of it, you know, the grantor. It's basically a contract, which is the strongest
Yeah,
law in the US. The
grantors,
grantor, the beneficiary, and the trustee. If you got those in
settlers.
place, and for me, the best thing is to have a foreign trust so that the U.S. don't have jurisdiction over it, and you can operate how you
Exactly,
want to in the private sector versus the public sector. So, I
exactly.
mean, especially man during COVID, like this really all started like right before COVID. I had an Airbnb going. I had, like got this apartment. I was living in North Carolina, right, Charlotte, and I had this apartment, man, that I just rented specifically for Airbnb, man. I set it up, took all my personal, well, I had like a little car accident. Somebody hit me and it was their fault. So I said, I'm gonna take whatever money I get from that and start just use that for furniture on the apartment. Forget getting the car fixed because it wasn't even that bad and it's a depreciating asset. So I'm like, let me
Yeah,
that and flip it into something that's going like build wealth and grow over time so I could just sell the same thing over and over again. So that's basically what you're doing with an Airbnb. I'm like, I'm gonna furnish it and buy that furniture one time and just flip it, just keep booking. And then like I had that going for almost a year, maybe even half a year, man. And then COVID hit, shut the whole thing down. I was mad at the because who you gonna blame, right? You don't know who to really blame. So I was mad at the world. I'm like, man, as soon as I get something that pops, right? That's made me, you know, put me on the path to success, and I'll get shut down. So I started researching what do the wealthy do for their money and da da da, and how do they move and operate? How do you own nothing, control everything? And obviously trust came up, and also I started getting into it deeper because I drive Uber and Lyft and stuff on the side too. And I started getting deeper into it when I would get pulled over because now I'm in Texas, right? I'm in Houston, Texas. I get pulled over, get
you
a
in Houston?
ticket. Yeah, yeah.
I'm in Houston too.
Yeah, we definitely got a link. So I got your number.
Yeah.
We'll definitely link on offline. But I started looking at like what do they do to get wealth and move money and own nothing, control everything like all day, every day. The stock market, I mean, like the COVID pandemic didn't stop them from doing. I still see them out to eat. I'm still driving them. I'm still like seeing them in the middle of the day doing things, normal things that like they ain't got a care in the world. They out eating and they on the phone doing something on the phone, like just slow. It's like wealthy people moving slow motion, right? They do everything calm, cool, collected, not a care in the world. I was like, yeah, I wonder what that's like.
They on their own time. They on their
Exactly.
own
I'm saying,
time.
man, I want to move like that. So, but I started researching about tickets too, how to get out of that. And trust came into that too, because it all deals with jurisdiction. Who can touch you? Who can put their hands, what I'm saying, in the cookie
Yeah.
jar? It's like, how do I keep them out, the cookie jar? So I was like, man, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then I realized that's what the Trumps of the world are doing, to be able to avoid taxation and all these wealthy people got these tax havens and these systems on paper to where they're almost untouchable. It's so hard to get them, what I'm saying, like to like criminal, like when it comes to like making them a criminal or anything, it's hard to even do that because they not legally really even yours to
They
prosecute.
didn't
You know what I'm saying?
they
So
didn't do anything.
yeah, but
They
I
didn't
wanted to
they didn't do
know, man,
anything.
like for the purpose of this specific channel or podcast, what's your experience with the stock market, to date so far?
Uh to date, I haven't actually tried it.
Okay,
I
cool.
started wanting to learn about it because he was talking Gina was talking about it. So I
Yeah,
was interested. And then it was like that's a way to build wealth and a trust. Which another thing, this trust can hold your stocks for you too.
that's beautiful.
The trust
You put me
trust
on.
can
That way
hold your
you don't
stock.
have to pay the what capital gains tax or whatever on the gain, man.
Yo,
It's perfect.
Yo, trust can hold your stocks, your life insurance. There's nothing to trust. Whatever you can do, a trust can do.
Absolutely. Yeah, they your hands. It's like when I was in electronics class, they got these thing called helping hands. So when you soldering the little components
Yeah,
together, you can't hold it yourself. You need to they put them little clamps on there and you just work out. So that's a beautiful thing, man. Like to be able to have, those with documented hands to like own all of your affairs while you controlling everything and it's the best way to pass down wealth because that way it don't have to start over, when on the next
there's no
generation. You could just,
probate. There's no
yeah.
probate court. You don't got
And
to pay anything.
yep. And the trust itself can be a beneficiary. Just keep it in the trust. Like they say, keep it in the family. Just keep it in the trust and have them, you put restrictions or boundaries on, what they can take out and when and what they got to do. And it's just a
Yeah, age. You can
document.
put age restrictions. You can do
Yeah.
anything. It's
Anybody can,
anything that.
and anybody could do it if they only knew. That's why the school system, education system is set up to keep us ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
You
Dumb.
know you know what education mean?
Go ahead. I don't, I never.
It's animal control.
Oh, wow.
You know
That's
how they
crazy.
classify you as
Cattle.
live chattel.
Yeah, chattel, exactly. Yeah. That's
So you
crazy.
classified as chattel, and then upon your birth, you died at birth. So you classified to the IRS as an infant decadent, which is a
Yeah.
dead baby.
And you know what it is, man, too? What makes it so powerful is that people in their own egos and arrogance and whatnot, they pride themselves in getting so-called educated. So the knowledge that they're feeding them when it's really doing the opposite, having the opposite effect, it dumbs them down and makes them dumb, but they pride themselves in that. So when it comes to like specialized knowledge, when it comes to like stuff that we want to learn, they don't want to unlearn because a lot of it you have to unlearn what they done already taught you to filter
You
in this
gotta you gotta
information.
you gotta unlearn to relearn.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't want to do that step because they feel like, oh, you trying to whatever. I don't know. You trying to take away what I've been holding on to all my life. And
This is the thing though. Them people, you gotta let them be.
they
You
got
gotta let them
what?
be. You have to let them people be.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
You
the world needs them too. Like the
they chose
system,
they they
the
chose
the
their heart.
yeah, the tax debt needs them too as well. They need people like going as usual, paying their taxes, filing their taxes every month. You know what I'm saying? Staying away from the stock market, staying away from things that are going to make them wealthy. this system that we operate on in America needs people like that. And I realize there will always be people like that. I'm the same way like you try to teach people, tell people what we know on a lot of things, whether it be, finances, stock market, spiritual things. They don't want to unlearn or relearn, and that's to their detriment, you know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but hey, what can we do that's why there will always be, the 1% and the 5%. It's always a very small number compared to the big overall, number of like they say, what do they call it? Chattel or cattle. They move in flocks, right? So it's always a big number of them and a small number of, what I'm saying, shepherds or leaders or whatever. So I'm trying to be a
It ain't
part
too
of that
many. It ain't too many
small.
black. It's not too many. Not too many black sheeps out here, man. Like that's
Absolutely.
another thing that I had to learn. Um, I
People
just,
that
I just,
think
I just,
outside
I
the
just
box. People
speak
that
the
think,
information. If you gravitate towards it, you gravitate towards it. That was a thing I had to learn like the first couple of years. Like it used to frustrate me. I used to get upset about it. But I'm like, why am I getting mad? He don't want to learn.
mhm. Yeah, the thing, man, I wanted to show you real quick what Georgino has put in place I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Okay.
It's a goal chart, and I just want to see how simple you think this is or how achievable this might be. Are you able to see that right now on your phone? If you're using a phone,
Yeah, yeah,
it's pretty
yeah,
small.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can
but
see it.
it's stages, like different levels that people could reach. At level one, it starts out with $1,000, and that can be reached with a monthly contribution of just $50, $100. You see 200, 400, doubling that. So this number over on the left um, also includes the monthly investment, because you have to fund just like anything, just like you would fund a trust, you have to fund your brokerage account or your stock trading account too as well, to be able to trade on that and double it, triple it, whatever you want to do. So this number goes into all of that. But as you move up the ladder, I'm gonna call it like the 12 steps to wealth. That's probably what I'm gonna title the video. But as you move up the ladder, you can see the numbers growing pretty significantly. And when I first talked to him, he told me about like what do you call it? It's the penny. Never mind this.
That's exactly what he told me.
Yeah,
He told me
yeah. The penny doubling
start
over
off with
every
a
day.
penny and double it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So yeah, we're moving this. This was on our old platform. We were using Teachable, but we had moved it over to Podia, and we're gonna be it's gonna be live, available there on the 1st of October. But as you move up the steps, you can see it's 12 levels, and that's already over $2 million, right? And monthly, with a monthly payout of $100,000, a little over 100K, and this could be reached just with that small, turning a little $50, $100 into that much, just by making, excuse me, smart and safe investments. So it's not that hard, man. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing, but I just wanted to share that just to show that it's possible, and it don't take, like, what I'm saying? You don't have to break the bank or change significantly whatever you got going on to make this happen, because it's a little bit of a learning curve too. If you never touched it before, you never done it before, it's becoming just like, with building trust, you have to become a whole nother person to operate in trust, because you have to
Yeah.
think different. You have to go from thinking like a public persona to thinking how to operate privately, meaning you're in control of everything. And so I think of Georgino, yourself in this way, and I'm trying to become that way too, where it's like a visionary, like you're operating a solar system. You got all these galaxies over here producing, like revolve, rotating over here, stars going up and down, that you have to measure, like, okay, what's the performance on this one versus performance on this one? Where can I take money out and maybe put money into a faster moving investment to increase my proceeds a little bit quicker? Because stocks move at different frequency. But like, we're going to
Yeah.
show you the way to be able to take a snapshot of each of these companies over there performance over time, their history, and show you where they're at, and just look at some of the news that's going on, current events, to be able to predict what they're gonna do. And you really can't lose, man, because the thing about it is when it's we only invest in reputable stocks that have proven their performance over time. So when they look like they're down, what you're supposed to see in your eyes is a discount, not like everybody else, like, oh, they're failing. You see it, no, they think like, oh, for the time being, we're discounting because maybe we're a little bit overpriced. We don't want people to think, like maybe we got a shift in management or something going on. So the stock
Yeah.
go down a little bit. Then that's when you buy up. You buy up, and then they start going back up again. And it's like time to sell. And that's when your money doubles and triples because shares are just multiples. If you look at them as multiples, it's like, well, man, if I could do, because you got more than one trust, right? So it's like, if I can operate this way in one trust, what's to stop me by having two or three? This is what wealthy people do, man. Entrepreneurs do over and over time, man. They create systems that work. One system that works, one business that works. And if they do it, they're able to learn how to get funding on that business, learn how to promote it and get, affiliates, people teaching this and that. And then they'll do it again. They create multiple businesses. I don't know if you know about what's his name with the hoarse voice. I can't think of his name. Say I. Yeah, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins.
Oh yeah,
Got
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
140 companies, man. What one man needs 140 companies? But that's probably why he's worth nearly $1 billion too, because whatever you can do with that one company, you can do it over and over again. There's no limit to how many businesses you can create in the US, and that includes trust. So that's a way to multiply wealth too. Just do the same thing you did with your first successful business. Just do it over and over again. And you can have sister companies, holding companies, companies that just market, companies that just promote or just hold money or just do live events. Whatever you want to do, you can do it, man. That's the beauty of it.
Nonprofits, all kind
Absolutely.
of stuff, man. Like
Absolutely.
it's kind of like how I was talking about the trust, man. Like trust has this trust owns firearms.
Hmm.
Like you
Yes.
gotta you gotta make things do different. Everything one thing can't do all of it.
Exactly. And my cousin actually experienced that. I have a cousin he was in the Air Force for a long time. He's still in the reserve, but he's man, he used to work for NASA and everything as an engineer, man, brilliant guy. But he was trying to own like
Dang.
a weapon, like you know what I'm saying? Like I forget what type of, maybe I don't know, something big. And they wouldn't let him do it because it had like I think triple round burst or something on there, or something like that, semi-automatic. And he said he talked to somebody that he knows because he lives in a kind of, wealthier neighborhood. He was telling, so they talk. And he was like, man, if you put that in the trust, no problem. You try to own it like outright, they ain't gonna let you do that. So he created a trust too. But then we got to talking about trust. And I said, do you have a foreign or domestic? I asked him the same thing as you. And he ain't know really nothing about the foreign trust. So I said, man, you need to get on that. Like, we need to talk more about that. So, man, I just see this developing. We all, you and me both, and Georgino both, we're all in, this is all new to us, like, doing these interviews and webinars, whatever. This is all new, so everything ain't gonna be crispy right now at the beginning, but like we're just trying to do what we can to get the word out, gauge people's interest, man, see what they got going on, how we can benefit them and be of value in their life. And it reciprocates. Like people, I had no idea you were involved. You had the knowledge level base that you have right now. So I see right now, this is already just bouncing back to tenfold. Like this is just gonna
Man,
benefit everybody, yeah, involved.
iron
So
sharpen iron, man.
you say what?
Iron
Iron
sharpen
sharpening
iron.
iron. Absolutely, absolutely. So what was your I guess goals before I know you talked a little bit about it, but where you see yourself like in 5 years from now with everything you got going on, as far as what would
5 years?
huh? Yeah.
5 years?
Or
Man,
even one or
I
two.
gotta, man, okay. We're gonna go with five. We're gonna go with five because I
Okay.
can give you a picture. I can vision everything I'm talking about. That's how you start. You can't see
Absolutely.
what you can't see what you want, then you ain't gonna get it.
Absolutely.
You
Hey,
gotta you gotta be able to see it.
I'm gonna just let you know real quick. We got about 10 minutes, and we can go longer than that, but I'll have to restart, like get you on another
Oh,
video.
okay, okay.
Yeah, we got about
Let me
10 minutes.
let me chop this in
You ain't
10
gotta
minutes real
rush. You
quick
ain't
then.
gotta rush. Take your time.
Now I can break it down because this what I'm trying to do. Because
Hmm.
there's a problem with the food we eat. You know, a lot of pesticides, a lot of recalls on stuff.
Hmm.
So what I'm trying to do is I want to buy some land. I don't know, probably about 20. We probably start with 20 acres.
Okay.
I want to use 10 to live, 10 to farm. And I want to do everything organically. And then like how I want to do everything is I want to do it with frequencies. So like
Absolutely.
the plants I grow right now, I play classical music. I play classical music to it. I tell my plants I love them. Like
That's
that
what's
stuff
up.
matters. Like, I tell my plants I love them because
That's
the ultimate goal, I want people to eat my vegetables and fruits,
and
and I
feel
want them
love.
to just break out in love, and just tell the next person like, bro, I love you, just for
Yeah,
no reason at all, man.
that's
And
beautiful.
then I want to create a stream. I want to make like a mini waterfall on my property with different rocks and minerals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Make a water company so I can get fresh water. And I'm not
man.
gonna bottle it in not gonna bottle it in plastic. It's either gonna be bottled in copper bottles or glass bottles. I want to do copper because that transmutes energy from the water too.
That's
So,
brilliant.
man, I got a whole vision, man. Like I wanna get solar panels. I want to be able to generate my own power and electricity. I want to get one wind turbine.
Hmm.
So like the only reason why I don't actually care about the little money that don't matter to me, that don't really resonate with me. Like
I
my
feel
whole life,
you.
that ain't. I call it monopoly money.
Yes,
Like that's what I use it for. That's what I use it
absolutely.
for. I'm playing Monopoly out here.
When
I
you
love
know, you
Monopoly. Let's play
know.
Monopoly.
Yeah, when you
And you
know,
know,
you
you
know.
know.
Yeah.
So if I can get me a wind turbine, if I could get me a little river with like a water well that creates energy, generates energy took from that too. So I'm getting
Hmm.
energy from the water, from the wind, and then I can get energy from the sun. I can power everything I need with
Yeah,
nobody's help.
absolutely.
If the power go out on the grid,
Off
I'm good.
grid. Yep. I
I'm
completely
good.
agree.
I'm gonna start a little company. I'm probably gonna name it something after my mother, just because she always gave me a bunch of love. So like I just kind of want to put
Yeah.
that energy into it. But I'm trying to really like change people how they eat restaurants with vegetables. I'm trying to teach everybody about, the meat we eat, the diet you're supposed to have. We don't have canines like no wolves or dogs, man. You can't eat meat fresh off the bone. That's why people cooking this stuff. If
Well,
you were supposed to eat it, you'd be eating like a lion, a hyena, a wild dog. You'd be eating like that. What we
yeah.
supposed to be eating, we supposed to be eating like rhinos and gorillas.
Oh,
That's how we
wow.
supposed to be eating.
Okay.
Man, we supposed to be eating. You gotta if we are living beings, you gotta eat stuff that's alive. Why
Absolutely.
you eating dead stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. But let me ask you this,
That just
man.
kind of make
How do you see, because you're a visionary, man. I'm almost in tears right now listening, man. I just love like the mindset of visionaries, man, entrepreneurs. You see something and you believe in it, and you see like you're a deep thinker. You see bigger picture and sustainability and self-sufficiency, all those things, man. So how much value would it be to, or how much quicker do you think those goals could be accomplished with knowledge on how to simply invest in the stock market to where it's easily digestible for you, me, anybody that you know what I'm saying, that's brand new to this? How much you think that would benefit your life as far as, having that other thing in your repertoire, your
ten,
arsenal,
tenfold,
info?
tenfold. Honestly, like all the stuff I'm talking about costs. I be talking about like I don't care about money, but obviously you need it to function out here.
Absolutely.
Like and to
Absolutely.
get I don't know, like people kind of garner more respect. It shouldn't work that way, but that's how it kind of work out here. That's how they created it. When you got
Mhm.
more, when you got more money, just think about the P Diddy situation.
Yeah,
He been doing this for years.
absolutely.
Been doing it for years.
Only
He a
because of the
billionaire.
money. Only because of the
Got
money.
money.
Yep.
People in high places. But like when
Absolutely.
he pissed them off, that's why he going through all this stuff now. They could have been and
You
got it
know
years
it. You
ago.
know it. You know it. Every boss got a boss. Every, you know what I'm saying? Every leader got a leader. Every
Yeah,
mentor,
yeah, yeah.
mentor.
So,
So
so I'm,
he,
I'm, I want there to be no freaking leaders, man. I want there to be people that just got a vision to create a better world for this place,
But
man,
you
and
know,
create more love, man. You're
yeah,
not going, you can't beat hate with hate. Only beat it
yeah.
with love.
The whole country's
And everybody
designed
don't be
like that, though. That's why they have the
exactly that.
judicial, the legislative, and the executive branches, so no one has ultimate, too much power over the other. They keep everybody in check, in line. So that's kind of how they operate
Supposedly,
in the
supposedly
private government.
that's
Yeah,
how it's supposed to work. That's how
yeah.
it's supposed to work.
When you know,
If you
you
think about
know.
something, if you think about something like child support, they operate on all of them.
Yep.
We doing criminal court, civil, we doing all that. Why does her explaining that she felt in danger, but there's no police report, like there's no police
Yeah.
report here. Why are we talking about criminal things? We're
Right.
supposed to be talking about the subject matter is the offspring right now. That's the only thing we should be talking about.
Yeah.
But they be mixing it, dabbling into banking and silver and criminal. They be putting all that together. The judge ultimately makes a decision for you, which
Yeah.
judge cannot make a decision from the bench. I have to repeat that again. A
Hmm.
judge cannot make any decisions from the bench. She must step down from the bench to argue her point like that. A judge is merely a referee. Just
Yeah.
think about like tennis. See the line judge.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's two people going back and forth. Now hitting the ball back and forth. We got a little rally going. She keeping everything in check. All right, no, that was out of bounds. That's when you can object to things. She's like overruled. Like that's her job is to ref.
Hmm.
That's it. They be doing all kind of stuff out here, signing stuff, saying, nah, you deserve this. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
You an actor right now. Two, only an Article 3 judge can hear anything. Those are Article 1 judges.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this because I've never heard nobody say it, but it's true, man. Everybody's always going around saying knowledge is power. No, knowledge is power when it's the applied application of knowledge that is power. But the next thing is that I hear people say that, but I've never heard them say that ignorance is power too. Ignorance is actually a lot of power too. It's a lot of power in ignorance for the negative piece or for the control piece. So that's how they're able to control so many people off their ignorance and penalize them on every level because they don't know any better. They just go and subject themselves to whatever they say. Oh, this is how the law go. You don't know the law, so you just, you're a victim.
What's the law? People don't know laws. They know codes, policies,
And then there's different kind of
and
laws.
state statutes. Like
Yep.
that's not a law. Those are company policies.
After.
That's like me going to Burger King and they be
Yeah.
like, yo, you can't wear purple shoes in here. The Burger
Exactly.
King the Burger King dress code is we got to wear black solid shoes.
Yeah.
That's your dress code,
That's
not
preference.
mine.
That's policy.
That's
That's
not
preference. That ain't law.
that's your policy.
Yeah,
That's not
that's
my
and then
policy.
there's trust law, man. There's contract law. There's different types of laws out here.
Common law,
Yep.
universal law,
The
like
law of the marina or whatever it is, maritime law.
maritime law of the
Yeah,
sea.
yeah. So which is the main one that we operate now for.
We operating off maritime law right now. They pirates out
Absolutely.
here.
So how much would something like that be worth to you, man? Like just in your own, from a price point standpoint, a course that's teaching you how to invest in the stock market that comes with the personal, questions, access to any somebody you can ask questions to at all times is going to be there and kind of guide you through it, hold your hand. What would you put on? What value would you put on that?
Is it is it a is it like they could call you? I feel like the course should be like, how long is the course first?
What do you mean? Well, it's self-paced. You know what I'm saying? It's self-paced, so it depends on you.
Self-paced.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a subscription based thing.
No,
You pay
that's a good
monthly,
one.
like it's Netflix.
I like that idea. I like that. I'll run that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, matter of fact, that's definitely good. So man, any other things you wanted to share or add, man, while we wrapping it up?
Uh, man, not really. Just love the people, love the people around you, and love the people outside, man. Like you see a old lady outside, and she got stuff in her hand. Hold the door open for her. Like you would want somebody
Absolutely.
to do that for your grandmother, your mother, and stuff like that. Like spread love. That's the only thing really that I got to say to anybody.